Okay, so welcome everyone. Today is October 9th already, 2018, and we're going to do a couple of quick things. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is I'm going to screen share. Actually, I don't need to screen share. I'll just read to you. I want to start a new training called Hop on the Team Leader Train. And so we have done Director Bound series, of which Christine and Jen Mitchell and Wendy and Susie and others on our team have gone through. And they are promoting to director. So Christine and Wendy are both most likely going to promote to a director position this month at the end of October. So what I want to do is I want to talk to you about what that means and why you might want to be on the next team leader training. Because learning to become a team leader is the first step in working your way to a director. So does anybody want to unmute and tell me what the benefits of being a team leader are and what the requirements of a team leader are? Does anybody know?
Yes.
Yeah, good, okay.
One is you get a raise.
Yes. And how many people for team leader, do you know?
You need 5 to be director.
Yep, for director.
And everyone needs to be active.
All 5 need to be active to be a director. And how much sales for director? For
5,000 in team sales.
Correct. And so for a team leader, do you know how many you need to be a team leader?
25.
Nope, just 2.
2.
So
to be a team leader, 2 people.
Yeah, team leader. So you're a consultant. All of you guys on this call right now are a consultant. When you have one person on your team, you become a senior consultant.
I get that confused.
That's okay. And then from there, you become a team leader. So that's 2 people on your team. And you have to have personal sales of $750. So what would you earn if you submitted $750 this month as a personal salesperson? Do you guys, there's a little sales bonus going on this month. What is that?
It's the January release products.
Yes. And the straws, right? Don't we get the straws?
The first 500, right?
Yeah, 500 of the 750. So you'd earn the straws, you'd earn commission. So at $750, you would earn a commission of 20%, correct?
Yeah, I'm confused, Sue. Did I misread it? I thought it said 500 by the 15th, you get the straws.
Yes, that is correct. 500 by the 15th. So we still have some time left. We have, 6 more days.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you have your shows closed by the 15th. And then if you get $750 in, then you're going to earn the new January new product release. Okay. You'd also earn a commission, right, of about $150. And if you're brand new, you're halfway to hitting your qualifying $1,250. So let's talk about some of the benefits of being a team lead if you are getting overrides on your team. So when you have one person on your team, you're going to get a 1% increase on everything you sell. And you're going to get a 1% increase on everything your organization sells. When you're a team leader, it's 2% and 2%. So I'm going to do a little screen share for you. And let me see if you guys are not, I'm muting all of you guys. So if you're not muted, you definitely want to stay muted. I just muted you, Anne, so I'm keeping everybody muted so the recording is clear. And if you have a question, you can just unmute. So nod your heads if you can see my screen. Can you see my little circles? Okay, good. Thanks, Christy. So what this is this is what it looks like when you decide to promote. And I wanted everybody to be on this so that I could show you what it is, and then we're gonna do a very quick few-minute training on this, and then I'm going to move on to today's topic. So here's you as a senior consultant. So this is Jen, and let's say she's doing a couple shows, maybe 2 or 3 shows a month. She's selling $1,800, and I'll make it a little bit bigger because I know you guys are like, there we go. So she's selling $1,800 and Pat's selling $800. So Pat's only doing 1 show a month or 2 catalog shows, let's say. So as a senior consultant, you get 1% extra on your $1,800, and then you get 1% on Pat. So you're getting an extra $26 on top of your normal commission of your $1,800. So that's a 6.3% raise. I want you guys to think about that. Last time your employer gave you a 6.3% raise, okay? Now we're going to go over here to team leader. Team leader is when you have 2 team members on your team. So you're still only selling $1,800 right now. Pat's still only selling her $400, but then we have Chris, and she's just doing 1 catalog show, or maybe it's a he. You're getting 2% extra on your $1,800, and you're getting 2% on your team sales as well. That's an extra $60. You're still only doing the same number of shows in October and the same number of shows in November, but you're making an extra $60 of what you normally would make. That is a 14.5% increase. You're getting a 14.5% raise. Don't know that you've ever had one of those at work before. So here's where director is. Director means you need 5 team members, but they don't all have to be your personal recruits. So Jen has Pat and Chris, Les and Jill, but then Jill has Kim. That makes Jen's organization 5 team members, okay? Now she's getting a 3% increase on all of the sales. So that's now $150 extra because their team needs to be selling $5,000 in organizational sales. But then she gets, as a director, an extra $10 per person who's active that month, so an extra $50. So now on your same number of shows, Jen has not done anything different October, November, December, but instead of making $414 a month, she's making $614 a month. That is a 48% increase in commission. And directors, you can be 5 across, you can have 3, and then they can have 2. As long as you have 5 people in your organization, you become a director, and 5,000 team sales, and your own personal sales needs to be $750. Now, if Jen continues to build her team and she holds 2 shows a week and sells $3,600 in personal sales, not the $1,800 that was going on here, and she builds her team to a 14-person team, look at how much extra income she is going to earn. She was earning $414 just doing her own shows. But by building an organization, she's still only doing the same number of shows that she's always been doing. Now she's earning $1,316. That's a 114% increase. And it only goes up from there. It goes up to senior director and advanced director and all of that. So I'm going to stop the screen share. I want you guys to unmute yourself, and I want to answer any questions that you have about becoming a team leader or a director. And I just want your input. What do you guys think of that? Have you ever considered what's involved with that? Is that something that entices you at all? I know we have a lot of new consultants on here. So here's what it boils down to. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions or make comments. But
personally right now, so I'm having a hard enough time just getting parties, never mind the
Because you're
concentrate.
brandy new, yeah. So that's okay. So one of the things that even with brand new people, if this is something that's in your sight, something that you're interested in, then I highly recommend that you come on the training for it, because there's no better time than when you first begin to learn good habits. So there will be habits that we will teach you on how to actually communicate with your hostesses and people in your shows. That way you don't have to unlearn bad habits, which is what I had to do when I first started. So that's good feedback. We're definitely going to talk about that, because a lot of you guys on this call are actually new consultants. Do you have something?
Yeah. So what happens if I think you talked about you needed a $5,000 threshold for that organization. What happens if if the team, I guess, fell short of that?
So if the team falls short of that, you have a couple months to bring that back up without you losing title. Okay, so and you only need the very first month that you're becoming a director, you need to have all 5 of your team members active in 1 month. So all of the people on Christine Ozier's team, you all need to submit in October so that everybody has at least 1 show going. And then as long as Christine's carrying, which I always tell my consultants, if you're looking to promote, you're carrying at least 2,500, at least half of that 5,000 your own self as a leader. So as long as she's doing that, all the rest should fall in place. Now, if the next month, Christy, 4 out of the 5 people submitted, but as long as organizational sales are at the 5,000 mark, she is still paid as a director. She could have 2 people active or 12 people active. It doesn't matter. So you qualify once structure is there and everybody submits that first month and you have team sales of 5,000. Then going forward, as long as you have organizational sales of 5,000, you'll be paid at the director level. So.
Yeah, it definitely sounds interesting. I'm just starting out, and I feel like I'm so behind and inundated.
That's okay. There's a
But
lot of
it's
that are on.
appealing.
Crystal's on, Anne's on, you're on. I mean, a lot of you are new and haven't even submitted like your first shows. So,
Right.
But I thought no better time than at the get-go beginning to be talking about this, because, and this is why I'm rewarding you guys. We have a promotion going on that you guys get into the November raffle. So Wendy won the October raffle and she won the donut pan. Somebody is going to win the November raffle. And the way you get into the raffle is behaviors. I am rewarding the behavior that I'm looking for. You can't control whether somebody or not wants to join your business, but you can control whether you ask them or not. So if you have a 2-way conversation where you are asking your hostesses, so, Deirdre, have you ever thought about doing what I'm doing? You know that I just started with Sue doing Pampered Chef. Didn't know if you ever thought of something like this, but if you do, you could jump in and join my team and we could learn together. Is that something you'd be interested in? If she says no, you take a screenshot of that on your phone and you text it to me so that I know that you've had a 2-way recruiting conversation. And the reason I want people to text me that is because sometimes they're going to say something or ask a question where I can help you. And I'll go back to you, and if she says, oh, I can't possibly do that right now because of X, then I'm going to go back to you and say, well, say this. And the more you and you're the middle person to your new recruit, but the more you hear me, you're going to start to, I joke, you're going to start to hear Sue in your head before you're talking to me. And eventually you're going to go, I know what Sue's going to say because I've talked to Sue enough times that she's going to say this. And eventually you'll get good at it because I literally am a product of the person who trained me. So I want to reward that behavior. We're also doing a little booking blitz because I know a lot of you guys are having a little bit of difficulty with booking. So on one of my mastermind training calls that I do with some other upper level directors, we came up with, one of these girls came up with, Lindsay did this 38th anniversary party. So she challenged herself to book 38 catalog shows. So then she challenged her team to do it. And so then the other 2 of us directors decided, let's do the same thing. We'll do it ourselves, and then we'll challenge the other people as well. And so already, just so that you guys know, can you see my little list? Can you guys see that? Nod ahead.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
good. So I have 29, 30 people of my 38 already. But I want to encourage you. I know some of you guys are like, oh, I have 3, I have 8, I have 5. The very first day, I messaged 90 people. The second day, I messaged 25 people. You see what I'm saying? It's a numbers game, and that's what I want to tell you. That's what I want to tell you about this program, this team lead program. It's all about numbers, seriously, okay? So let's say you want to hold 3 shows a month. You have to book 5 shows to hold 3 shows. And when you hold 3 shows, whether they're virtual or live, it doesn't matter. You're going to be in front of or seeing 30 people at those 3 shows, right? So when you're trying for directorship, we say book 8, hold 6, a third, a third, a third. So if you're looking for team lead, so book 5, hold 3, be in front of 30 people a month, and then create the behavior of asking your guests. And those are the things that I'm going to teach you. If you want to be in on this new training, I'm going to have you private message me and say, yes, I'm interested in this. I think, let me see how many weeks I'm running it. I think I'm running it for 4 weeks. Yes, I want to be in on this 4-week training. Okay, and so that 4-week training is in addition. If you're in your first 60 days, you still need to be on Tuesday night calls, 8:30 to 9:30. That if you're on it for 2 months, you'll have rotated through 2 team meetings and 2 recipe nights, and then 4 trainings of general information that you need as a new consultant. So but there'll be a different night, and we'll do some specific training on this team lead. But it's all about numbers. So if you're interested in this series, I want you to just private message me and say, yes, I'm interested in that. And then I want to hear from you available times that you would be able to be on a call, either night times or day times. Like if 6:30 to 7:30 in the morning is good for you, I'll drag my honey out of bed early for you guys, and we'll do it before you go to work. Or 5:30 to 6:30. I'll do whatever works for you guys, the majority of the people that want to learn this stuff, okay? Any questions? No questions? All right. So I'm trying to find here we go. So now let me just screen share with you, and we'll go on to our regular training. Okay, can you guys see this? So we're going to talk about effective selling. Let me make it a little bigger for you. So when you are selling at your shows, because ultimately our business is a combination of sales and building an organization if you want to build income potential that is going to sustain itself and replace your current job if that's what you're looking to do. And one of the things that we need to do is we need to talk about features and benefits. And so what do I mean by that? So the features of something are that our knife is hard anodized, our cookware is a hard anodized aluminum with a titanium reinforcement, or our knives are made with the German forged steel. So those are the things that determine the features. The benefit is the so what. I love that. The so what. And what does that mean? That means, why does it matter to me? So when you're at a show and you're talking about the features and the benefits of a product, there are going to be those engineering type people out there that want to know, well, you know, why should I pay that kind of money for a knife? So you need to educate them. All the good knives are made out of German steel. German steel can be pounded into a finer tip, and it'll stay sharper longer. Our chef's knife won an award last year for Start Sharper, Stays Sharper against Wusthof, Henckels, Cutco's, and all the others that are in its class. In addition to that, What are you looking for? You're looking for a full tang, meaning the metal goes straight through the handle. You're looking for a good quality handle. You're looking for it to be balanced. Those are the features of the products. The benefit is, so what? So you don't need to sharpen it as often. So when you're cutting into a tomato, you're going to be able to cut without sawing into it. The handle is thinner so that women who have a smaller hand aren't trying to grab something that's big and round, but it's thinner like this, and we can get our hands around it. The logos on the chef's knife are so that we know correct placement for safety. Those are the so whats. So what on cookware? What would you say about cookware? You know, you're going to talk about the non-stick, that we are one of the first companies to come out with a non-stick that has no PFOAs. That is clearly a feature, because people are thinking, what is PFOAs? So when I'm saying this at a show, I'm telling them the PFOAs are the bad stuff that's in Teflon that everybody's freaked out about when people are cooking on high heat and little birds' respiratory systems are, you know, giving out and birds are dying. It's something that shouldn't be cooked on a high temperature because it gives off a chemical. Our pan does not have any of that in it. And then you're going to give more of the so what. So what are your pan doesn't? So it's healthier for you. But in addition to that, that means you can use metal utensils on it. That means you can put it in the dishwasher. That means that you don't have any rivets in it. The handles are detachable. You're telling them the so what about why our product is better. You have to create desire for a product before people want to buy it. Because if you do that, they will get the product one of many ways. They will purchase it outright, they will host a show and get it at half price or free, or they will join your team and buy as a discount or earn it as a consultant. So those are all important reasons. So let's go on to painting a picture. This is the part that I actually had the hardest time with because I'm really good with the features and benefit. But painting a picture, Connie Flora is one of the girls that's on my mastermind, and I took a class at National Conference 7 years ago, and I still remember I was in total awe of this woman, and now I know why. She sells 2.5 times what I sell a year. She lives in a rural town, so it has corn, you know, corn fields, Nebraska or something is where she lives, you know. I'm telling you, she's rural. It is not because she lives in New York City that she sells 2.5 times. It's because when you go to Connie's show, she starts selling the sizzle of the product. So she'll say something like, oh my gosh, guys, you are going to absolutely love this rock pot. This is one of those go-to pans that when I put this on my stovetop and I pour in a little oil and I start searing the floured salt and pepper beef for my beef stew, you can just smell that, you know, caramelizing of the onions, or you can smell the beef cooking, you know. And she starts talking about, then I just take, you know, X, Y, and Z, and I dump it in, and she's describing, you know, what she's making. By the time she's done talking about what she just cooked in that, and she's just telling you with picture words, I literally was taking a pen writing the recipe down because I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna make this when I go home. She was selling the sizzle to me that I wanted the pan that she was selling to me because I wanted to make the product. You're trying to appeal to their emotions. So you might say things like, how many of you guys out there are like me and you want a dinner done fast meal? You are, you know, you don't have time to slave in the kitchen because you're racing home from work and you're shoving food down your kid's mouth before you're running out the door to the next sporting event. Well, if I got a soup for you, it's called chicken parmesan soup. And it's a dump recipe. It's so easy. You're going to either grill up some chicken the night before when you're doing fajitas, and you're going to grill an extra piece or two of chicken on your double burner grilled pan, which is going to cook in 5 minutes per side. It's so fast and easy, and it's super moist and tender. You're going to chop that up into chunks with our salad chopper, which is going to be super easy to do. You're just going to stick it in a bowl and chop. You're going to open a can of diced tomatoes. You're going to pour 2 cans of chicken broth in there. You're going to put a couple of tablespoons of our garlic and herb rub. You're going to maybe throw in a can of beans if you want to add a little extra protein, or if you don't want to have the chicken in it, if you're vegetarian. And you're just going to talk them through a recipe on a product that you're not even using. By the time they're done, they're like, where do I get that recipe? But you see, I've walked them through how to make it happen super easy. you want to appeal to their emotions. So let's stop there for just a quick sec. Does anybody have any questions about features and benefits or about painting a picture and selling the sizzle? Because I want us to talk about those. Nobody? All right, so I'm going to pick on some of you guys, and we're going to do it together, so don't feel bad if you don't know how to do it. We're going to help you. We'll start with Christine, because she's not shy. She's my bud. She knows I can call on her, and she'll just work it through. So let's pick a product, Christine, and we'll work on the feature, which means what the benefit, a feature so that blank the benefit, a feature that'll allow you to blank. So let's pick one power tool maybe that you sell at your shows. What's one of your favorite tools?
I'm huge on the grill pan. I have the small version of the double burner grill pan.
Yep.
And I like to talk about that a lot. I like to use it because once people use it and they see how good it is and how easy it is, it's just like cooking on the grill. So you can take a piece of steak, a nice juicy steak, and just flavor it. Put it in the pan. Get your pan nice and hot. Put it in the pan. And you can add peppers, onions, mushrooms, however you want to add to that steak, just like you would on the grill. And it comes out tasting even better than it was on the grill. We had my cousins came over for dinner one night, and it was really cold and breezy outside. So instead of using the grill, which we were going to do, I looked at my husband. I said, why don't we just do it in the grill pan on the stove? And they were blown away by that. It was like we just popped up a Pampered Chef party.
That's so funny. So do you hear she's selling the sizzle with that steak? Could you taste the mushrooms and onions and peppers that she did with that steak in her recipe? She was talking about how easy it was. So let's talk about a couple of the features, because the reason you want to know both features and benefits in selling is because there's always people like my husband who's an engineer, and those engineer people want the facts. They want to know how many inches is a 12-inch pan? Does the regular standard 12-inch cover fit a standard 12-inch Pampered Chef pan? You know, like they're the detail people, and I'm these, so what? Like, I don't care about the details. What's in it for me? So there are going to be both those type of people at your show. So you want to be able to do both of those things. So let's use your grill pan. What is it? One feature of the grill pan, and then and then give a benefit of it. So let's pick one of the features of the grill pan.
The nonstick feature. It's made anodized steel. And the nonstick coating, it is not going to come off. It does not contain any of the PFOAs, which is the bad stuff in Teflon that comes off. Those and black specks that you get in your food.
Yes. And what's the benefit of that nonstick coating? So we have this amazing nonstick coating, which has no PFOAs, which means
it will not come off in your food. It won't come off at all.
Right, and it is so easy to clean. You can just take a sponge with it, or if you're cooking scrambled eggs, you can use your sprayer hose and just spray down. And here's another feature. There are no rivets that hold the handle on, so that when you clean your eggs out of your pan, you're not scrubbing around the rivets. You see, so a feature, the handles come off. They are detachable on the nonstick pan, which allows you to have a whole set of pans in a tiny kitchen for easy storage. You can stack them inside each other. So a feature, and then what's the benefit to that person? So good job, Christine. So you sold the sizzle on the smell. She talked about how she didn't have to go out and grill because it was breezy. She totally did this part here. Amazing. And she got all of her features. So we'll just work on the, this so that this, those type of things. So good. Is there anybody else that feels confident and wants to pick a product and do a feature and benefit and a sell the sizzle? We'll help you. Or pick a topic and we'll all kind of do it together. Is there a tool that you would like to learn the features and benefits of?
I'd like to learn more about that quick cooker.
Okay, that's great. So Quick Cooker is one of the products that is 60% off. So instead of saying, by the way, instead of saying 60% off at your shows, you want to say you can get this for only $96. Because they don't know what 60% of 240 is. That means nothing to them. But saying this can be yours for only $96 this month when you host a catalog or a Facebook or a virtual or a live show. Perfect. So features. Our quick cooker is cool to the touch when it is running, which means you don't have to worry about your children if they bump into it or touch it on the counter. So feature benefit. Our quick cooker has handles in the bottom so that if you need to turn it, like I do at the end, I leave it next to my sink, but then I lift it up and I turn it when I want to be able to release the steam. So you can turn it from the bottom to release the steam and not have to be holding it by the top. And also, you won't drop it. Some of the quick cookers, you move it by holding the handle, which is part of the cover. Like, what if it's not locked well? Like, scary. Another feature, it has 16 different elements on it, including proofing of breads and searing meats all the way to desserts. And it is made with an extra security measure where the release of the steam button is further away from where the actual steam comes out so that you will not burn yourself. Okay, so different things. The silicone ring that's on the inside cover of, now here's something like, I didn't own an Instant Pot before, but one of the main features of this quick cooker is that the inside ring, the silicone ring, and the stainless steel pot and all of the accessories that go inside are all dishwasher safe. Apparently that is not the case with the other ones. The other ones are hand washed. I was like, oh my gosh, I threw mine through the dishwasher this morning, pulled it back out and stuffed a carcass of a chicken that my husband had bought, a roaster chicken yesterday, and I started making soup today out of it. So I just threw onions and bay leaves and some carrots and the chicken and a quarter cup of white vinegar. You guys know that tip? At your shows, you're going to talk about if you're making a chicken broth, you want to add a quarter cup of white sugar when you're boiling it down. I mean, not white sugar, white vinegar, because it extracts the marrow out of the bones and gives it a depth of flavor and more nutrients. So those features and benefits. And so then, I mean, I just sold the sizzle for you. I literally filled it up halfway with water, crammed the bones of a carcass in there. I took some carrots. I just cut the ends off the carrots. I did not even peel the carrots. And I put 2 carrots in it. I washed them first, and I just chunked them and threw them in there because these aren't carrots that I'm eating for the soup. This is to flavor the broth. I put in 2 onions in there, a couple bay leaves, and a little bit of vinegar, and I turned the button to press soup. I pushed the button. I came back up to my office, and I did work. I don't have to go downstairs. So here's a benefit, right? I don't have to go downstairs and make sure that I'm not boiling off my my soup, right? Because it's not going to boil off. So we've got a beautiful color, a nice gold color on that soup.
Nice.
All right. Now we're going to talk about product usage. Who needs the product? When do they need the product? And why do they need the product? So let's use the 2 products that we just talked about. For those of you taking notes, if I'm going too fast, just tell me to repeat myself or slow down. That's fine. So who needs the grill pan? Let's talk about the demographics. Who are the people that would be using a grill pan?
I would say somebody who likes to grill but doesn't have a place that they can have a grill, like in apartment buildings.
Yes, people in apartment buildings. So I want you guys to write down, Anne and some of those other people that still need bookings, I want you to write down the names of people that you know that live in an apartment building. Because you're not allowed to have a gas grill within 25 feet of an apartment building. So they need to, right, they need to wheel it away. A lot of them won't even allow them to have them. Okay. Who else might like grilling, indoor grilling?
People that live in a cold climate.
Yes. Or really hot climates. I got to tell you, I've got some friends that live down in Florida, and they're like, heck, I don't go out. It's too hot outside. I'm not standing outside sweating for a dinner party to grill my meat for my guests. Literally, they're going to stay inside in the air conditioning and grill. So extreme temperature. So who do you know that lives, South Carolina, Florida? Who do you know that lives up here in the north, freezing? We're going into winter. We all like some nice grilled things. When do they need it? Is this a product that is seasonal, like the ice cream maker?
Oh, not the grill pan.
Not the grill pan. You can
All
use it
year long.
year round. And the person who needs a double burner grill pan versus a single burner grill pan. So
Larger family.
right, larger family, cooks for larger people, or people that like to do a lot of power cooking on the weekends. Like people that are super busy, even if they don't have a big family, they might want to do 8 burgers or 5 or 6 pork chops or fajitas or chicken breasts all at the same time, so that that's getting done and they're cooking for the meal that they're eating and they're prepping for 2 other meals later. And why do they need it? Why would they need this?
How can you not want to grill? There's nothing like grilled food. It's so much better for you.
So I agree. Anybody else have any input? Like, why would you need an indoor grill pan that is non-stick, that has a panini press, that is easy to clean up?
Dishwasher
Great for
safe.
food prep too.
Great.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. It's like last night I made a leg of lamb on that double burner, grilled the boneless leg, and at the same time I was using the quick cooker for the chicken breast, and I did porcupine meatballs in my rock crock in the microwave.
Wow.
So I did 3 things.
Pretty impressive.
And I was done in an hour. So
That's amazing.
Wow.
yeah. So
Yeah.
now I have food all week for the kids to put together. I still have to do like vegetables and rice and pasta and stuff, but I was able to get a lot of food made within an hour and in the fridge
Yep.
with, 3 different things going. I had the stove, the microwave, and the pressure cooker going. So it was easy.
That's awesome.
I think it tastes okay.
I'm sure it does. It sounds good.
Yeah.
So that's good. And one of the other features that we didn't talk about the grill pan, by the way, is that it is oven safe. So you can start something on the stove top and move it into the oven, okay? And the double burner grill pan, think about putting a roast on that, because it's getting the meat out of the fat. It's sitting up on top of the ridges, right?
Yeah, it worked out well with the boneless leg. So.
Yes, and it has pour spouts on the corners so that you can pour off your juice, so you can make an au jus with it if you wanted to. So people who like to eat healthy, people who like cooking over fire, by the way, open flame. When you burn meat, you can get carcinogens and stuff like that, so you want to be careful. So cooking indoors is probably a healthier choice.
I was very excited. It didn't even set off the smoke alarm.
Good job.
So.
That's awesome. Okay, so now we're going to talk about tell it well. So we're going to use descriptive words. We're going to avoid overusing the same adjectives, and we're going to use power words. So brainstorming specific words that go with those. So look at the words that they have here. It creates a healthy meal. It's a versatile tool because it can be used on the stovetop or in the oven. You can do breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert in a grill pan. You can do everything from bacon, sizzling your bacon and sausage in the morning. You can do chicken fajitas or paninis or grilled cheese or hot dogs or hamburgers in the afternoon. You can do a roast. Even look at the size of the double burner grill pan. You can actually do a jumbo size lasagna in that. Yeah, your bottom one will have the waves in it, but that won't matter. It's going to come out super easily anyway because of the super non-stick, but that is a really large pan if you need to do that. Another versatile thing that I use that pan for is when I am roasting a whole bunch of vegetables, like for Thanksgiving. It has, sides that are about 1.5 inches tall. So I'll put my roasted vegetables in that, and then I'll stick that right in the oven. And when I go to stir those vegetables, they don't fling out of the pan. Sustainable, if it's made from bamboo, it would be in a sustainable product. It transforms your kitchen time. No more freezing or sweating outside. It's efficient. These are all terms you guys want to write down. It's time saving for you to be able to cook for today and prep for tomorrow. It's ergonomic. Some of the things are. It's dependable. Ingenious. Has high quality. Gives you accurate measurements. It's comfortable. It's easy to use. It's affordable. It's sturdy. Durable. Effective. Works like magic. Unique. More confident, solution, important, save. Those are all power words. I used to say on my first couple shows, one lady started laughing at me, and I realized why, because I kept saying, oh my God, this is one of my favorite products. Oh my God, this is one of my favorite products. Oh my God, this is another one of my favorite products. Well, guess what? I needed to come up with a new word. Favorite products is not very power words. But I did like all those products, and they didn't know me. But we just thought that was really funny. I laughed about that for a long time. Okay, so let me see if there's anything else on here that I need to do. Okay, page 2. Good. We're almost out of time, but we'll power through this. So demo tips. You want to use the product in a recipe if it's a power selling tool. And you want to definitely do it at home so that you've used it once and you have an idea of what to do with it. There's nothing more genuine than when you're at a show and you go, oh my gosh, last year at Super Bowl, I had surgery. This was one of my real stories. And I used the brownie pan. And my husband told me that we had to cancel our Super Bowl party because I had surgery and I wasn't allowed to lift more than 10 pounds. And I said, heck with that. We're at Patriots in the Super Bowl. We're having a bash. And so I had him bring the brownie pan. I had 2 brownie pans, and I talked about, I just took Prego spaghetti sauce. I put it in each well of the brownie pan. I put a frozen spinach ravioli in one and cheese raviolis in the other. And then I put cheese on top of that, another spinach ravioli, another cheese ravioli in the other pan, more sauce, more cheese. So 2 layers of 2 raviolis each. I stuck them in the oven 18 to 22 minutes, and I slaved to make homemade lasagnas for all my guests, right? So people are like, oh my God, I need that recipe. So I talk about those type of real life situations where you can have a dinner party and look like you worked really hard when you have fancy results without working hard, because that's what I'm all about. I'm all about entertaining, not about cooking. Now, some of you might be cooks. That's good. All the more power to you. Emily Schumann is on our team, and she's a pastry chef. So like she can do some killer desserts and some cakes, let me tell you. We all have different benefits, different things that you're good at, and we'll get to know that shortly. So you want to use the product in the recipe. You want to refer to the catalog too. If you don't have a product, that does not mean that you cannot sell that product. I did not have products when I first started out, and I had a hostess that sold the mandolin, which was $79 at the time, and I didn't even have the mandolin with me. She talked about it. I pointed everybody to the catalog, and we sold 7 of them that night. So if there is somebody in the crowd that has a product that they love and you don't have it, you might say, is there anybody here that owns our double burner grill pan or the single burner grill pan? If they say yes, you want to ask them, so tell me, what is your favorite thing that you cook in it? Oh my gosh, I cook blah, 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 blah. Get them talking about it. Then you want to cross-sell by linking products together. Oh, you definitely want to get the silicone or the coated tongs, whether you get the small or the large chef's tongs when you get this grill pan, because you're going to be able to flip your meat easily without your food slipping off the end of it. Those metal tongs that don't have the coating on the bottom of them, your meat will just fall right off of it. So now you're selling. The other thing I sell with the grill pan I really love is the square trivet. There's a silicone trivet. I think we still sell it. because it's the exact same size as your panini press. So I put one on the counter. So if I have to take the panini press out of the grill pan and stick it on something, I am sticking it on a trivet that's the exact same size, then I'm putting my meat on it, then I'm picking it up and putting it back. So cross-selling. How about you guys? Ideas for multiple purchases. If you were selling the grill pan or the quick cooker, what are some ideas of cross-selling or multiple purchases of things?
For the grill pan?
Sure.
I would definitely bring the tongs. I would also bring some of the seasonings, the rubs,
Good.
so that they can see what they can season their meats on. Really, all pretty simple, easy. Just shake this on, let it sit for a bit, and then grill it on.
Correct.
Change up the flavors that they're used to having, maybe.
Yeah.
And then maybe if I had it, which I don't have it, but maybe the serving tray that the company entertaining.
Yes, the entertaining platter. So you don't need to have it. You can refer to it. You might
Right.
say, and for those of you who love to entertain often, one of the things that you might enjoy is this entertaining platter, because the entertaining platter, you can take your meats out to the
Put it on the table.
out to the table, out to the grill.
Right.
The basket, oh, I love it. We have this rattan, it's like plastic wicker is what it is. It's the picnic set, and there's like this large tray, and then there's these oval baskets and stuff like that. That's in the summer collection. Anytime we grill now, I use that entire tray because I can put my meat on it, I can put the barbecue sauce on it, I can put the tongs on it, I can put everything, and I carry the whole thing downstairs and out the back door. It's just this fabulous tray, and it's wicker, but it's plastic wicker, so it goes right in the dishwasher. So if barbecue sauce spills on it or whatever, so there's your cross-selling of some of those things.
Right.
To get that there.
Yay.
Sharing ideas for multiple purposes or multiple purchases would be things like, I always have 2 brownie pans and 2 mini muffin pans, because when you're cooking for a crowd, you don't want to have to wait for the next one to come out of the oven. Having 2 of those is a good thing. Same thing with the mini serving spatulas. What are some other products that we sell that you can think of that people would want or need 2 of?
Any of the baking pans.
Yep. 2 different stones, 2 different sheet
Oh
pans.
yeah, all the stones, not just 2, all of them.
Yes.
Honestly, my husband was just saying that we should have 2 ceramic egg cookers so that once his is done, we can just pop mine in. So
There you go. There you go. And you could probably put them both in at the same time. You just have to add time to the cooking. But absolutely.
Yep.
All right. So you're going to use products to book and to recruit. So the best way when you're at a show to get people to book the month that you're hoping to book. So I'm in October now, and I'm going to book for November. So I am going to most likely do a show in a product that is the host special for November. So I am going to go to my November host special, and I'm going to pull it up, and lo and behold, here's the grill pan that she was just talking about with the panini press for only $91.60 instead of $229. Or the stoneware, or the deep covered baker for only $35, the collapsible pot, or the non-stick cookware set. So I am going to pick recipes that would use these products at the end of October when I am booking for November, so that they might say, oh my gosh, I want that grill pan, and you say you can get it next month when I come to your house and do a different show. Let's, instead of doing fresh and healthy weeknight meals, let's do one pot cooking, or like there's a really great one pot pasta dish that I would do in this pan here. Or this pan here, if you own this, that chicken parm soup is in the deep covered baker, or the rock crock in the microwave. So you would use that product to get bookings and to talk about the business opportunity. Like, oh, did you know that I got a professional piece of cookware? Like, you know, the one that you get in your kit? If you're doing a show or you're just doing a Facebook Live, if you're doing virtual shows, you can do Facebook Live. And by the way, if you're camera shy and you don't want to be actually on the camera, point the camera down so that you're just seeing your hands and you can talk about it. Christine did a lot of videos at the beginning. So she just pointed the camera at her hands and was showing, here, I'm doing this and that and that. If you don't want your face on camera, that is totally fine. So talk about that. Like you can, I got this can in my kit when I started. What that does is that lets people know that you get products in the process of joining. So it gets people asking questions. Does that make sense? Okay. So create desire at checkout. You want to talk about the rewards, the flexibility, the fun, being your own boss. Now, if you're like me, I mean, not everybody's crazy and wild like me, but every time I make a mistake or something like that at my show, I always go, and you too could be a Pampered Chef consultant. And then if I make a really bad mistake, which I've done so many times, I can't even tell you, I always go, oh my God, I totally will fire myself after the show, but I really have to hire myself before 6 o'clock tomorrow night because my next host is going to be mad if she doesn't have a Pampered Chef consultant showing up. And everybody laughs, but it's the reality that nobody can fire us from our own jobs. That's sinking into somebody who has a job that they are always on edge, feeling like they're going to get fired from. You know what I mean? So inject humor with this. You want to have fun. And if you've been to any of my shows, one of the things I always say is if you're having a good time, your guests are having a good time. If you look like you are stressed out, that you're focused on the recipe, I'm going to tell you 1,000 times, the recipe doesn't matter. The recipe doesn't matter. My friend Karen dropped the pizza on the floor on her first show. Nobody ate anything at that show. She did a $1,000 show and she recruited somebody. Like literally the recipe does not matter. Give somebody the recipe to be the recipe reader so that you don't have to focus on the recipe. You just look up and go, recipe reader, what's the first step? They tell you, you do it. Recipe reader, what's the next step? You do it or the guests do it. Don't let that worry about you. And just make fun of yourself. If you make mistakes, go, oh my God, you could be better at this than me. You should really join my team. Fun. Be funny about it. Let's see. Tell tales from your own kitchen. So I talked about that, giving examples. So making sure that you're using your products in your own kitchen. I highly recommend if you are, have all the products out, do a quick demo as quick as you can. 3 to 5 minutes is best. Mine tend to run 7 or more. But, if you can get a quick demo done where you're cooking something on video, you can save it to your phone, upload it to YouTube, and then use it in your virtual shows. And the more personal you become on those virtual shows, the better it will be. Okay, so we're down to 5 minutes. Woo! You guys can all unmute yourself, and now we're going to have a little share time of the things learned tonight. Tell me one tip, one thing you learned that you thought was good, or if you have a question, open mic night.
Well, I thought using, the real life examples, they're making it sizzle actually resonated with me because you want to make it more personal. So that was helpful.
Yes, I agree. Those cooking in, like you just said, I had porcupine meatballs going, I had a lamb going, I had chicken going. You need to do a little post on Facebook tomorrow that says, if anybody needs to know how to do power cooking, I just did to prep for the week, because that is a skill I can tell you that many people don't know. And you could do a whole class about what power cooking is. And Pampered Chef actually has documents, and I can get those for you. But there's chicken power cooking and beef power cooking, where you teach them how to grill up a whole bunch of chicken or do chicken in the quick cooker while you're doing something in this, and then how to have those meals used out. Like Pampered Chef has it so that I think you're doing like 3 pounds of chicken, and you eat one as your recipe, but then you prep 2 others in Ziploc baggies for the hostess with all these other ingredients. So she just pulls that out and adds the 3 fresh ingredients, and voila, she's got a meal. So that was really good.
I was really impressed with that, actually.
Yeah, and it reminds you, like, oh yeah, I don't have to just cook one meal tonight. I can cook for more than one meal. Make life easier for us. Amanda, on your virtual parties, how are you doing, like, features, benefits, selling the sizzle, those type of things? Give examples on the virtual end of things, how that's working.
I still feel like I'm learning a lot about the products because I have a few, but I can't say I have an extensive collection, so I'm still kind of learning. But I try to go off of, I definitely model off of what Christine showed me in the first party, so I don't really have a specific example. I'd have to look at what I've been posting, but
if any of you guys would like, I can add you. I just am going to be closing tomorrow a $1,000 virtual party. I'm like, woo, finally. I mean, usually those are live shows, but I can add you to that group if you want to see what has happened. So if that's what you want, you need to just private message me and say, add me to Margaret's show, and I'll add you to it. Now, don't comment on anything in the show. Don't respond to anything in the show. Just scroll and see what kind of comments went back and forth. But what you'll notice is that my hostess was highly engaged. She took her camera, she took pictures of her own stoneware from her kitchen and posted and said, these are my 2 favorite stones, blah, blah, blah. She tagged people, she got people engaged, and then I responded. Somebody would say, oh my God, that apple peeler looks great. And then I would post a video of me making applesauce in the apple peeler with the quick cooker. Somebody would say their favorite product was the brownie pan. I would immediately post that lasagna brownie pan recipe underneath it. So it's being responsive to what's happening on that and how to make the feature and benefit work for those. So Amanda, where do you live?
I'm in Warwick, Rhode Island.
Oh, good. So you're going to go to Susie's team, right? Are you going to go to Susie's team meeting?
Maybe.
Okay. So Susie's on our team. She's the one that currently, poor thing, has hand, foot, and mouth disease from her daughter. So she is in Attleboro, Mass. So you're like less than an hour from that, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Yeah. So I come down there to that team meeting quarterly. So I can get you hooked up where you can actually go and meet some of the girls on our team live and engage with them. So send me a private message on Facebook and I'll connect with you tomorrow.
Okay, awesome.
That's great. Anybody else want to comment? I know we're at 9:30 at this point. Anybody else have any other questions, concerns? Nothing? Okay, I'll post a screenshot of the 2 things that I just talked about today so that it's on there and you can look back at those power words and things like that. And by the way, I'm going to stop recording.